Hi everyone, welcome to Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast. This podcast is all about farmers markets, how to increase your market business success, and in our current climate, maximize safety while providing people with fresh food. Farmers markets are essential. Whether you're a farmers market manager or a small farmer or food maker selling at farmers markets, you have found just the right podcast. On today's episode of Tent Talk, we're talking with Cara Mae Wooledge of the Napa Farmers Market about promoting shopping local this holiday season. I'm one of your hosts, Bridget Myers. I've spent years as an on-site farmers market manager, and I am the education coordinator at Farmers Market Pros.
And I'm Kat Fields-White, Director of San Diego Markets, still an active Farmers Market Manager, founder of Farmers Market Pros, and host of the Farmers Market Pros Community and Intense, the Farmers Market Conference.
And I'm co-host Justine Marzoni-Mead, Tent Talk producer, marketing director for Farmers Market Pros, and logistics coordinator for Intense, the Farmers Market Conference 2021, which is coming up live online February 15th through 18th. And I'll tell you now, but I'll tell you again later as well, that you can use the code TALK21, that's all caps, T-A-L-K 21. If you plug that in at checkout, when registering for the conference, you get a little discount for our listeners.
Yay, because we love you.
Your job description just keeps getting longer and longer. It's
John
almost like
Jacob
you're a market
Jingleheimer
manager. It's like you're a market manager.
Good thing we don't have business cards. Welcome back to Tent Talk, everybody. We are chatting with Cara Mae Wooledge today. She is the market manager at the Napa Farmers Market and a force for promoting farmers, community, food equity, and shopping local. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, nice to see you digitally again and hear your voice. So excited to have you on here today. So, Cara, if you just want to give us a little background, kind of what attracted you to farmers market work and how you wound up at the Napa Farmers Market.
Well, I did not grow up dreaming of being a farmers market manager.
What?
My background is actually in public health. I have my master's in public health from UCLA in community health science. And after I graduated, I moved to Napa and worked for the public health division for 11 years as a health education specialist. And funny enough, my background and my program was emergency preparedness and response in public health. So that's definitely come in handy over the last few months and weeks. And about 2 years ago, I decided I really wanted to make a change and live a little closer to my values in terms of aligning with work and being outdoors and being with the community. Get out of that desk and get out from behind the cubicle. And an opportunity opened up at the Napa Farmers Market as the assistant manager. And so I jumped ship and have not looked back. It's been incredible. I work with our small staff and our volunteer nonprofit board of directors. And over the last year, I became market manager, and I've been working with our team to not only survive, but thrive, even in these rough times with the pandemic and everything else that's happening. But it's really a rewarding place to be, and I couldn't think of a better job for me. So it all worked out in the end.
That's so awesome.
Nice. It was like a little dream. I wonder if anybody does dream of being a farmers market manager when they grow up.
I bet your kids do.
Your kids do now, right?
They better. Or not, or the opposite.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
What kind of organization is the Napa Farmers Market, Cara? Are you independent? Are you owned by the city? Or?
Sure. We are an independent nonprofit organization. We're a single market. We have a market on Tuesdays, April through December, and Saturdays year-round. And we have been around since 1986. And one of the biggest challenges that the Napa Farmers Market has faced is not having a permanent location. And that has played out especially hard this year. In the beginning of the year, we had a planned move to a new location after being at a site for 5 years. And then it was actually a state fairgrounds. And so when the pandemic happened, they closed because of the governor's order. And we had to come up really quick with a backup plan. We worked with a local business, the Oxbow Public Market, who gave us a temporary landing spot in their parking lot. And since then, we've been able to work with the city of Napa to be in one of their parking lots. And at this point, we are able to use that location because of the reduced demand on parking downtown. So the pandemic is actually working in our favor right now for that. And for looking at next year, we're going to have to think about how can we work with the city and work with other partners to ensure that we have a place to operate, because we have really been able to take the opportunity presented by the pandemic as being seen as a essential food business and a food source rather than just sort of a luxury lifestyle fun weekend activity. So our customers rely on us, and now we need to build those partnerships to make sure we have a home to operate.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those silver lining things from the pandemic, actually, is that people are taking us a little more seriously as a basic source of groceries, as opposed to just a really good place for a selfie.
It's kind of like a little I told you so moment for a lot of market managers.
Right. Definitely. Yeah, I think so too.
We'll take whatever win we can get at this.
Right. Yeah. And you're year round, right?
On Saturdays, yeah.
On Saturday.
Oh, okay. On Saturdays. Gotcha.
What is, do you have like a difference in terms of like number of vendors between the Tuesday market and the Saturday market? Or is it kind of like the same roll call both days?
No, the Saturday market is significantly larger than the Tuesday market. We have up to 75 vendors on a Saturday and maybe more like 30, and dwindling now on Tuesdays down to probably like 20 because some of our farmers' seasons are wrapping up. When the weather doesn't, behave perfectly, people get a little dicey in terms of their commitment. So it's more of a low-key market on Tuesday. I actually really enjoy it because, Saturdays, there's so much activity. I'm doing 100 things at once, and Tuesday's kind of the chill vibes market. So we get to relax and enjoy as staff and volunteers as well.
That's good.
And that's an evening market?
No, we are open 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. both days.
Oh, on Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, nice. That's
yeah,
nice.
I like weekday morning markets.
Me too. I like weekday
Those are nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you've had your fulfillment of your entire educational dream, I guess, this year, right? Because you not only dealt with the pandemic, but you guys suffered a lot with the fires.
Yes. Well, it was really interesting when the pandemic started, and everybody was sort of freaking out about this virus. None of it seemed really that strange to me because I had been thinking about something like an emerging infectious disease for over a decade, and it was surprising to me that it hadn't happened yet. So we definitely used my skills, and back in March when things were still a little, let's say, we were passively suggesting people social distance. And we learned very quickly that people do not know how to social distance without correct guidance and clear rules and regulations. So the Napa County Public Health Officer, Dr. Karen Reluccio, who I worked with for many years and has my personal cell phone number, actually called me after a market and was very nice about it, but basically said she had received multiple complaints, and these were from our own customers, because we have like doctors and, folks that were concerned about their health shopping with us. And could we start limiting the number of people in the market, and some suggestions about, pandemic safety. And of course I said yes, having no idea of how we would actually do that. But you don't say no when the county health officer is asking you to do something and giving you support to stay open. So we turned it around, and we've been continuing with those operations since, and it's actually worked really well. People feel very safe shopping with us.
So in addition to limiting the number, kind of capping the audience in the market at any one time and that kind of thing, did you do any of the other sort of alternative pre-ordering online or boxes or drive up? Or
no,
that kind of
we
thing?
didn't have that because we were able to stay open and we have such a small staff. We weren't able to do any of the drive up or CSA style options. We did encourage customers to check in with their favorite vendors about pre-ordering and doing some local deliveries. And we did reduce the number. At first it was really strict to farmers and some specialty food / grocery items only. Since then, we've been able to introduce some more hot and prepared foods, which are still to go, and also artisan vendors at the market. And most recently, we were able to have folks start selecting their own produce again, as long as they use the hand sanitizing stations placed at each farm stand. And that's been going really well. So, however, things like story time for kids, the food court seating, live music, all of that is on hold indefinitely. So it feels different, but we're making the best of it for sure.
Oh, and your markets did so much of that. You were really active with the kids' activities and demos, and I've seen some great costumes coming out there. I know the fun side of Cara Mae, and I had no idea that she's been thinking about pandemics for years, and she's actually the Dr. Fauci of farmers markets. Who knew?
We'll get back to that fun one day, right?
Yeah.
And then you can just take all those doom and gloom kind of thoughts and save them hopefully not the next time, but
it was
in your memory.
It was very joyful to have Halloween, which is my favorite holiday, on a Saturday. We had our Saturday market, and because folks would come dressed up when we would have it on Halloween weekend, but really people showed up in costume, and it was a lot of fun. It was something I think our community needed.
Gotta wear a mask anyway.
Yeah, that's how we felt too. I feel like it was fun. Like our whole staff participated, and a fair amount of vendors did, and we saw some shoppers out there, and it was just like, forgot about the pandemic for a second, because it's like something felt kind of normal and fun.
Normal.
Oh, we can have some fun at the market.
We can have some fun, just a little bit, not too much fun though.
Yeah, I feel like it lightened the mood a little bit too, with having to enforce rules. Even if you're hey, make sure that you're washing your hands or you're wearing your mask. If you could do it wearing a silly costume, it kind of diffuses the enforcement of the rules a little bit.
That's what I said to those customers that I felt would have kind of been aggressive with me or yelled at me about something. I was dressed as a pea pod, like a snap pea, and they would start to get mad, and then I saw in their eyes I can't really yell at this girl. She's dressed as a pea pod. And I'm I'm gonna wear it every weekend so people will be nicer to me.
It takes the edge off.
Yeah, it does take the edge off.
Yeah, let's dress like that for the rest of the year. What do you say?
Exactly.
Right. It'll be good.
Real quick, just because you mentioned it, so you just went back to customers being able to pick up their own produce, because we're still not there yet at our markets, and kind of been thinking about it because the farmers really want us to go that way. What have the challenges been for that, if any, or has it been pretty smooth and people are kind of following protocol with hand sanitizer? It's
been extremely smooth. So the like you said, many of our farmers really wanted to implement that immediately or right away, and we were following the guidance by the letter from Napa County, which followed the state guidance, which said reduce or eliminate self-service. And at that point, we had eliminated it because we wanted to take the highest standard. And for a few months, we thought maybe about it, but then we saw the surge in cases again. And what the tipping point was when one of my farmers, who also goes to a Pacific Coast Farmers Market Association market, I'm not exactly sure which one, but she let me know that they had moved to the self-serve of produce at some of their markets. So I did a little digging, and I found what they had sent out to customers. And I had spoken with my colleague at Napa County Public Health, and she agreed that if we had a hand washing station or a hand sanitizing station, that should be sufficient. And the argument that people can pick their groceries out at the grocery store, so they could do it at the farmers market as well, was valid. So we thought about it as an organization, and we didn't want to have hand washing stations set up at each site because it would take a lot of resources in terms of water, and then also the towels with composting. And personally, as a public health professional, I doubt people's ability to actually wash their hands sufficiently at stations like that. I don't think people stand there for 20 seconds. So the other option we thought about, or we heard about, was folks using disposable gloves and giving each customer disposable gloves, but we certainly didn't like that because of the amount of trash it would generate. So we went with the hand sanitizer station option, and we have it placed very prominently at the corner of the stand. There are signs directing folks to shop in one direction. And our customers in Napa are very compliant. They like to follow rules and be good citizens. So they were excited about the change. And actually, I've had zero complaints so far. And I've heard more things positive, not only from our farmers, but from customers that were tired of getting not exactly the tomato that they wanted. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny though when you bring up that you started it because PCFMA was doing it. That's been sort of one of the challenges, at least for us, with a lot of these protocols, is that even in the same area, not every market is doing things the same way. So we're subject to City of San Diego rules right. In addition to the county rules and the state rules. We have people 5 miles up the road from us that are actually outside of the city. Mm-hmm. Our county is not as precise about their protocols. So we're constantly getting vendors in particular, and then some market shoppers coming back and saying, wait, why can't you do this here? They can do it there. And so that's really confusing. I had a woman, I pointed directly to the sign. I said, no pets. And she said, you're enforcing that on Saturday? And I said, well, yeah, that's why we put it on the sign. She said, nobody else is enforcing that. So it's funny dealing without a cohesive set of guidelines. Mm-hmm. I don't know where that would come from. The very top. I don't know.
Even while
Dr.
you were dressed
Fauci?
as a grape?
Even while I was dressed as a grape. I couldn't believe she was quite so outraged. But yeah, so do you do the same thing? Have you seen... Are there a lot of markets near you, and are they following generally the same guidelines you are, or is it all over the map?
So in Napa County, we have 3 farmers markets, and we're all independent because that's kind of how we do things in the valley. We have the city of Napa, which is where our farmers market is located. And then there's the St. Helena Farmers Market, which was on Fridays, and they just wrapped up their season. And the Calistoga Farmers Market, which is a year-round market. And so we... we share, emails back and forth. And I talked with Ed at the St. Helena Farmers Market and was happy to share my protocols with him because we were actually open before they started their season. So, but because we are all underneath the Napa County public health regulations, we are subject to the same sort of policies and procedures.
That's good.
Yeah.
It makes it a little easier.
Yeah. So you do a lot of really fun marketing things. You provided our attendees at Intense, the Farmers Market Conference earlier this year, if you can believe it. It was the same year. It seems like
that was this
10 years ago. But yes, it was just in February. Yeah, 2020, when everything was joyous and we could all hug each other and sit in the same room. You provided us with a great video around the SNAP EBT program. And it was awesome, and I'm very jealous, and I wish that I had the wherewithal and time and skill to make one for our market because it was so great and explained it so well. And I feel like that's something we just, are trying to always explain that program to people, and that video just nailed it. So how did that come together, and do you have besides your infectious disease in the background of your mind, do you also have that marketing and videography skill set lingering around?
So my background in public health also comes from health education and risk communication. So it was a partnership with our CalFresh program, which is run through the Napa County Self-Sufficiency Program. And we got some money from the Kaiser Community Foundation to fund Market Match, which had some additional funds to do outreach materials. So we decided that the best way to directly target CalFresh families was to go through the CalFresh office. And I had a great relationship with the staff and the managers there. So we were able to work on a mailing, sending out a letter to all CalFresh households explaining the Market Match program. And it was actually Lynn Perez's idea, and she's the division manager, and said, well, we've got Wayne and he's got video skills. Do you want to make a video? And I said, hell yeah. So I wrote the script, and we have an amazing family, the Brooks Garza family, who have stepped up and volunteered to be our CalFresh poster family. It's very important having someone like an individual or family that would potentially be willing to be that human face behind the CalFresh Market Match story, because some folks do not feel comfortable doing that because, it's, just saying, hey, I'm low income and this is who I am. But they've always been very supportive of the program and interested in helping us. So I asked them if they were interested in filming a video with us. And she said, sure. Do you want me to do a song and dance too?
Well, yes.
Yeah. So we filmed that, and it worked out really well. We need to bring it back. I've spent so much time just telling people that we're open, and we've moved locations that a lot of things have been put on hold in some ways this year that we're meant to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and for our listeners, we'll share that video because I think I still have it saved in my Facebook videos, just in our community, so that other market managers can see how you guys put that together, because it was so great. Yeah,
and it was in Spanish as well, right?
Yes.
The Spanish version.
Yes. Yeah. So it was a huge partnership because the county did the videography and the animation and all that for free. So they were interested in making sure that their customers or their clients knew about the program. So that was a huge win for us, because I have no idea how much something like that would actually cost if you can't find someone to do it for free.
Yeah, animation is really expensive.
Yeah, and it was just really professionally done. So that's great that they helped out with all that. I have to call somebody in our area for that.
Well, speaking of marketing, as we're all seeing, this is going to be a very different holiday season than usual. So what is your approach to promoting your farmers markets during the holiday season? This is something that we've been talking about, usually around this time we'd be telling everybody, make your list for Thanksgiving and come buy all the stuff at the market, or, start shopping for Christmas. And I'm sure with your background in public health, you're not necessarily encouraging people to gather for the holidays. So how are you approaching promotion for the holiday season?
This is perfect timing. I was actually just writing our weekly newsletter this morning when I woke up very early because, things on my mind. So the theme for this year is sustainable shopping. And what I think people are looking for an antidote to the online shopping, feeling like you have disconnect from ordering gifts off of Amazon, even things like the grocery store pickups. Even I'm sure some of our customers have done that. So really promoting the market as a safe shopping experience and the opportunity to engage with our customers' value-based choices and value-based purchases that, when they shop at the Napa Farmers Market, they are supporting small family farms. When they shop with our specialty food vendors, that's made with care in the Napa Valley, and also things like our artisans, which we do have at the market, those are handmade gifts. And being able to create packages and gifts and that won't be the same, not gathering necessarily around the tree together, but, picking out things that are special and that could be consumable at, individually would be something that we hope that folks choose to do this holiday season.
That's great. And in your communication to your community, do you have any advice for your vendors or for some of our listeners out there that are food makers or farmers, some ways that they could kind of boost up their booths for the holidays, even if it's not what they typically would do during this season?
Sure. What we did, so last year we kick off our winter season with we called it a holiday bazaar, where we would invite all of the artisans that wanted to come. We don't normally have that many at the market, but this year, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I normally take a breath in between Halloween, Day of the Dead, and Thanksgiving. But this year it's really just about the holiday shopping and sort of spreading out the shopping and letting folks know what you have for sale. So something that you might not think of as a gift could be put in as a gift. Like, for example, olive oil, that's something that people use for cooking, but it could also, if it's a wonderful locally made olive oil, that could make a great gift to someone for their kitchen wares. So I think vendors and even farmers could think about, what are things that are either those special holiday items for cooking with recipes or things that could be seen as a gift. And it's important for the vendors to share that with customers, either, on their website or maybe having a sign at their booth or just in their own mind, just thinking about it. So when they communicate with the customers at the market, they have easy suggestions for gifts for the market.
I feel like with relief funds a little dicey, and things are going to keep hitting people in terms of unemployment. Food is the gift that always fits.
Yeah.
And it could be really appropriate this year when just shopping for groceries, is a little unsettling for a lot of people. So I think giving food, we should all farmers markets, I think, should promote giving food for the holidays this year. Yeah. So, you had mentioned getting up early this morning, not sleeping exactly through. It's sometimes confusing because of when the episodes air, but we are recording this in the period between the federal election or the national election and the time that any of us know what the results are going to be from that. So where we just said, it's not really Thursday, it's limbo day again. Yeah. So we're not sure exactly what's happening. And we're going to set aside that whole conversation about the big one.
Yeah, there's enough podcasts about
there's enough of that happening. But what I think it's important for people to remember is that a lot of the important work in terms of how our lives run and how equity develops and how people are treated comes from local elections, comes from that down ballot and work on the ground locally, which fits in so well with what we do with local farmers and local food and also local issues. So are you seeing things in your area about local and regional election results or in any other areas that you find encouraging at this point?
We are. So in the city of Napa, we just elected a new mayor for the first time in 16 years. And it was quite a contentious race. It got a little personal between a couple of the candidates at a few times. But we are really excited to have the mayor-elect Sedgley be coming on board. As a farmers market, we really are in a special role in the city of Napa because one of the major issues for Napa is locals feel like there's nothing for the locals, that city officials are just focused on tourism and, high-end restaurants and expensive hotels and development. So the Napa Farmers Market really is a market for our local community. And we are in a unique position because the better the Napa Farmers Market is for locals, the more of an attraction it is for tourists. So it's sort of the reverse, where sometimes people think that, while the locals will benefit if these are great things for tourists, and we're the reverse, that the locals benefit first, and then the tourists can enjoy living like a local when they come to the market. So we were able to, provide the free speech zone area, which I'm sure some other markets have as well. It's keeping the right to campaign for whether it's political office or other sort of ballot issues near the farmers market, but not inside the farmers market. So it was definitely interesting in the time of COVID because we actually used a part of a city park that was across the street from us because in terms of social distancing, there really wasn't anywhere for them to be directly adjacent to the market. So luckily that worked out. And sometimes I just felt like it was kind of like the Wild West over there. There was a lot of activity going on. There was the full gamut of representations and beliefs. And I just have to say, I'm happy that is all over with. I'm glad that we can perform a service to our democratic process, but it's nice to just go back to just focusing on the market and not what's going on over there.
Yeah, well, hopefully over the next couple of days, things will be more clear and that you can truly relax on your Saturday market.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll just stick to what we're really good at and what our purpose is, bringing food to people so they can eat, to go home and eat, and supporting the local economy. That's, main focus.
That's right. And we
I think so.
were very all of the candidates were supportive of the Napa Farmers Market because they realize the value that it does bring. So we, like I said earlier, we are located now on a city of Napa property, and we've really been trying to build off of this relationship with them, and so that they realize how important the market is to the community, and that they have the resource of space and location, and that it's better for us to work together, in terms of being a food source, in terms of supporting small business, because the majority of our specialty food vendors are from the city of Napa, many of whom have gone on to brick and mortar establishments as well. So, it is a challenge finding, there's a housing crisis in California, and it's not just for people, it's also for organizations. But I'm hopeful with the new leadership that we'll have really strong support for us in the city of Napa.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's awesome. Some good news.
We like good news. It's good news time. Yeah.
Some decided good news.
Yep. So crystal ball time, not that that's worked very well for any of us this year, although obviously you saw the pandemic coming. so
I should have called you earlier.
Maybe you're better at this than us. We should have tuned in earlier to Cara Mae's crystal ball. But what do you think's next? What do you think the next, 2 to 6 months are going to look like? We know it's a guess. We're putting you on the spot here, Cara Mae, but we're asking a lot of our guests
about, infectious disease, just like everything, basically?
Well, yeah, infectious diseases and how markets will run, and do you think, when will we go back to not counting people in and out of the market?
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to go on for a while?
Yeah, I think, I am concerned about right now with the election going on. We are, the other news is like the cases are spiking again all over the country. There's record numbers. And the issue that with this infectious disease with COVID is once people feel a little bit of, we're doing better. And then it's like they forget everything that we've learned, and we quickly slip back into a lower tier. So, and Napa County is in the orange tier right now and has been for a couple weeks, but, I'm concerned that we're going to go back into the red tier. So, and with the flu season coming up, that could be another compounding factor with competing health and priorities and resources. So my advice to farmers markets in the next few months is really just to stand firm and focus on all the successes that we've had over the last few months. There's really not a lot of reason to rush to get back to normal, especially over the winter, because sometimes it's easier to just stay the course rather than to loosen regulations and then just have to pull it back in, as soon as something comes up. So my perception is that customers really feel safe shopping at farmers markets, and that is something that we can continue to offer to our customers, and hopefully they continue to shop with us even when the weather is not so awesome. Maybe in other places, I don't know, in San Diego it's probably the same all the time. And, just focusing on what we can do right now and not worrying so much about when it's going to get back to normal, because it's, in my opinion, it's going to be a very long time.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's the best advice, is concentrate on the present. Be here now.
Yeah.
Shop here now.
And we've said that too, like, should we open another block, because we're still haven't opened to our full size, and we just have this discussion round and around. We get excited, like, it'd be great to open another block, like, let's do it. And then it's like, no, we don't want to do that, and then have to close it again.
Exactly.
Because things are getting pulled back. So
and
just kind of
pushed into the purple tier. Right?
Yeah. Did we?
I think so.
We're close. We're in red, and we're nipping at purple. So I think they announced Tuesday whether we're in or not.
San Diego.
2020 is a year that we all have to learn to be okay with saying no to things. I think, one of the things that I love about working at the Napa Farmers Market is, we want to say yes to almost everything, ideas with community partnerships and trying something new. But this year, it really has stripped us down to our basics, which is a essential food business. And I think that is important, focusing on that. And also being able to find the joy where we can. So whether it, you want to talk about, having fun over the holidays, having a booth decorating contest for your vendors, or a holiday costume contest, where people can dress up and just have a little bit of cheer and taking those moments to enjoy. Because even though we don't have the food court and the live music and people sipping coffee while they walk up the market aisles, people still are able to connect at farmers markets, and they see their friends and they see the vendors and farmers that they've formed relationships over the months and years. And I think focusing on that and the importance of where we can connect is going to be critical to our sanity over the next few months.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. I mean, there's a good chance that a lot of people aren't going to be traveling to big family gatherings and things. So, I mean, that little time at the farmer's market, even though we're hustling you through and not encouraging you to hang out, is your one chance to kind of see your family away from family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gather with the people that you know.
We are everyone's family.
Yep. So I think we're going to be seeing...
I feel like everyone's mother.
That's right. Yeah, okay. So there's that this year. Yeah. Yeah, we're all one big family, and I'm the cranky mom. trying to keep everybody in line.
You're all grounded.
Grandma shaking her fist at us.
That's right. What are you going to do?
It's fine.
So I think it's been great having Cara today, and I think, Cara Mae, we're going to see you in some form or another. We're still kind of working out the details, but live online at Intense the Farmers Market Conference in February.
That's right.
We'll all be together.
Try and stop me.
Right there. That's right. So Cara and I are talking, and we'll see what she brings to the conference this year. Last year it was the amazing video. I'm sure it's going to be something equally as exciting this year. And we'll see her again then.
That's our other family, too, our Farmers Market Pros family.
That's right.
See everybody at the conference. That'll feel nice and comforting, I think.
That will.
Yeah.
Yes. Even if it's on the Brady Bunch, Zoom box screen.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going so much fancier than the Brady Bunch Zoom. Yes, we are. We have become technological marbles here. We are. We're going to have a good time. Good. It's going to be a good time.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks so much for taking time out of your day, busy schedule with your market coming up in a couple days, Cara Mae, and we're really excited to see you at the conference and see what you guys do. And I hope you have a great weekend market.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Well, I wouldn't be a good market manager if I didn't say follow us on social media and check out our website, napafarmersmarket.org. We have our vendor list there and some tips on holiday shopping for our customers and other market managers.
Perfect.
Thank
you.
Yes.
Oh, man.
You guys are so organized.
Really, shout out to Cara Mae. Nobody ever does this.
No one ever does it.
You got this perfect opportunity to give this big plug.
Yeah.
Good job. Tell them and sell them.
And you guys are awesome at social media, too. I will say other market managers should check out your guys' social media because it's always fun. Yeah, so it's just, I like checking out other markets, what they do. So.
Yeah, also good.
Yeah.
Always good.
Awesome.
All right. Talk soon.
Thank you.
All right. See you later. Bye. Farmers markets are all about community, and all of us, operators, farmers, and vendors, keep learning. We offer a variety of ways to do that. Learn what's happening at markets in other parts of the country and share what's happening in your area in terrific conversations over in our private Facebook group, the Farmers Market Pros Community. Find us there, answer the 3 qualifying questions, and join the group. If you're just getting ready to launch your farmers market business, increase your chances of success by taking Vendor 101, now online and available for aspiring vendors throughout the U.S. Find it at farmersmarketpros.com. Take advantage of our special discount code for podcast listeners, TALK21, and register now for Intense the Farmers Market Conference at farmersmarketpros.com. Now's the time to get the earliest of early bird prices and reserve your place at this 4-day conference coming to you live online in February. Have a question? You can always message us on Instagram at Farmers Market Pros or email us at connect@farmersmarketpros.com. Thanks for listening to Tent Talk. Please leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you access your podcasts, and tell us and others how you're enjoying Tent Talk. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss our next episode. Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast, is proudly produced by Farmers Market Pros, where passion meets profit. Today's episode was recorded and edited by Justine Marzoni Mead. Original music by David Mead. Thank you so much for listening today, and we'll have another great episode for you next week. Tune in.